Hey everybody, it's Andrew Brown. Welcome to the AWS Cloud Project Bootcamp, where I'm going to grade some students' homework summary because it's very important that you write a homework summary in a way that is going to make it easy for me to investigate your account because it's going to affect your overall grade. I did provide a sample in one of our videos. I did notice a lot were not following those instructions there, so I figured I'd pull up some ones at random, grade them, and then talk about what it is that I'm looking for in these things here. So looking at this one, it's a good size. As a summary, this looks pretty summarized. However, the contents of it is we're seeing a lot too much talk about CompTIA Network Plus. So basically all of this is about networking, CompTIA Plus networking. This isn't a CompTIA Plus networking course. I don't need this much information. I could have just had, I'm busy studying my I'm busy studying for my network certification, so I didn't get a whole lot done this week. You know what I mean? Like, what is the context to the workload that you've produced for me to look into? Here it says, I studied how I can illustrate diagrams with Draw.io. So it doesn't indicate that they've actually done anything. It just sounds like they've looked at a lot of stuff. So the size is good, but the information is not relevant, so that's going to be 0. Here you have so much content it goes off the page. I swear to you, there's a lot more than this. This is called a summary, not your journal. Your journal is other place. This is supposed to help me investigate your journal. This is a 0. Here, they're not providing any summary. They're just telling me to go to their journal. So that's a 0. This week I've had successfully completed the following. So they're listing stuff out. There are some interesting things here, so it's good to know when I get details like 0.1, 10, so specifics about their configuration. They did this. They reviewed the well-architected tool, service limits, uploaded videos. Some of the stuff is just kind of the same. So like the only thing I would care about in here is that I said I'd give bonus marks for napkins. Everything else is on the checklist. If it's on the checklist, I mostly don't need to know what it is, but here they say they tried the CI/CD pipeline, so it looks good. Again, be nice if it was in a paragraph and it was more summarized, but this overall is pretty good. So we'll give it a 3. Here we're seeing information about C4 and TOGAF. The purpose is to communicate what you have learned in summary, not to give me great detail. This is a 0. Installing AWS CLI Git pod completed. Creating a new IAM generating credentials, NVARs, working. All of this is basically in the checklist. That other one I gave a 3 to, it was kind of a checklist, but they were talking about different things they were doing, like homework stretch stuff, so that I knew there was more stuff to investigate. I already know all this information. I'm going to mark this as a 0. I do not want checklists of the checklists. I watched all the videos on YouTube. I created a GitHub account. I read a little bit about what a Gitpod is. I already have an AWS account, etc. I created a Lucid account. I spent 30 minutes. I created a roll bar, honeycomb accounts. Okay, so sounds like a beginner. They're setting up a lot of stuff. There's no really homework stretches here. They did their Lucid accounts. It'd be nice to know a little bit more specifics, but I'm gonna give this a 3. So again, it's a summary. So it's like I'm looking for what it is I'm gonna go investigate in your account. I completed the assignments without issues. For my homework challenges, I added MFA. Okay, that's good. Recreate architectural diagrams, created a budget for the AWS account. That's pretty good. We'll give that a 3. This is really long. So you'd first think maybe I'd give this a 0, but it does have some interesting information. So I can see that they're doing the stretch goals up here. Create an architectural diagram with Kubernetes. So that's a unique thing that is interesting to know. So I can carry that forward in terms of the information. I made a mistake while trying to install the CLI Git pod. Okay, that's good. I faced difficulties trying to import the SVG icon. So I'd say like there's good information here. It still needs to be condensed. I need this to be like half the size. So I'm gonna give this a 2 just because of the amount of content, but there is some interesting things there. Registering a domain, Rough53 failed. That's fine. Opened a case, watched all the videos, set up the accounts. GitHub already had an admin user, generated credentials, recreated those things. This is a 4. That's easy to read. I was able to create my user and apply an organization for productions and test cases. I created 0 spend. I connected my AWS accounts. My logical layer has been included with user charts. That's a 4. I did the task for week 0 with no issues. I watched all the boot camps. I built an architectural diagram for security services, something specific. That's good to know. Opened Lucid account for my diagram, did the steps for Memento, used Visual Studio, I think, to modify it. Open GitHub account, installed the Git pod CLI. That's a 4. I re-enqueued to do the checklist. That's a 4. Required homework. Recreated a logical architectural diagram for Crutter, documented how to install these things. Recreated the CLI, talked about support tickets I opened previously, knew about IPs. Well, I'll give it a 3. Okay, required homework. So, I mean, this is long, but like when people give me structure, it makes it more digestible. So I can go here and see the required homework's done. So in my brain, I just go cross. I don't even have to read that. And I can go down here to the stuff that I do want to know. Like if you had a huge hang up here, I'd like to know what it is in summary. But if it's just like you checkbox them all, you're copying and pasting that in, then I can just go through that. The only thing that was interesting was they did it on a napkin. Like I said, that was bonus points. So the required homework, it'd be like, I did everything on the checklist and I did it in a napkin. That'd been enough for me. I completed the following. So MFA, good. CIDC pipeline, good. Health dashboard, good, 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 good. So this is, it's a bit long. I'm gonna give this a 3. So hopefully that gives you kind of an idea how I'm looking at this stuff. This is not about grading the journaling. This is a different story, but this is one component that I really do care about because it's going to make my life a lot easier and it's going to make sure that you are a good communicator and a documenter. So hopefully that gives you some insight. Ciao.